Hey guys, Akariss here, bringing you another Fire Emblem Heroes video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different in nature. If you haven't already kind of grasped from the title, this video is going to cover the monetization of Fire Emblem Heroes, what it is, why you should invest into it or why you shouldn't, depending on your take on it, and finally to round it out, how I play, how my opinion is in all this. Okay, so with that being said, hopefully you come to some satisfaction from watching this video. As always, thank you guys and enjoy. Alright guys, so welcome to the F2P pay to win. What is monetization, Fire Emblem Heroes? How does it affect you? How does it affect me? And what I generally think of all of it. A perfect example of monetization in Fire Emblem Heroes will be the gameplay footage of me playing Arena recently, actually, in Flame Emperor's season. So that team would be a complete example of F2P, by the way, versus, oh my god, there are literally plus 10 premium units that he's playing against. But yeah, I'm gonna get through all of that, but first I want to cover three main things in this video. The first thing will be the actual monetization options available to players. The second thing will be how do you generally use this sort of stuff, or how does it affect you? How does it affect the player base? And finally, my opinion on everything and how I fit into this puzzle. So, a topic that hasn't been discussed, I think, for a while. Even for me, it's probably been quite a while since I've talked about it. But if you don't already know, I'm F2P completely in Fire Emblem Heroes, and I've been playing my F2P journey for almost 4 years, three and a half years or so, and it's been a blast. I enjoy it quite a bit, and I still will be basically F2P for the full lifespan of this game. I don't see that ever changing, but that doesn't mean I'm not completely aware of how monetization works in this game. So we'll cover everything and my opinion and how I fit into this puzzle. So with that being said, let's go into the first thing, which is what are the payment options and how do they really benefit people or the players in this game. So the first thing that is probably the most obvious to most people should be orbs, just flat orbs and buying orbs. Basically the more you get, depending on what price bracket you get, I think there's a benefit here on one of them. I think it's currency based, but essentially the more orbs you get, the more the more money you spend, the more orbs you get in a way. So bigger purchases give you more value, so to speak. But the thing is, value is subjective, especially in a gacha game where things are random and not guaranteed. And I hate this. I hate this. Like, I actually hate this because you're not really, that orb value doesn't have a direct thing. Like, you're not getting something tangible out of it. It's not physical. First of all, it's digital, so it doesn't have any appreciation and value, and it is essentially gambling. It's loot boxes, it's gacha. You could buy literally all those orbs and get nothing but 3 and 4 star units, so no progression on your account. So this is by far the worst monetization scheme of Fire Emblem Heroes, and no guarantee out of what you spend here. I don't condone this at all, but you know, it is supplemental income, I'm sure, to some people, and this is what you enjoy. So, you know, and in my opinion, this is the worst way to spend money in Heroes, and maybe in a lot of similar gacha games as well, because you don't get anything guaranteed out of it. But the game has come a long way from here, and there definitely is better options nowadays in how you actually want to support or get the most enjoyment out of this game. This is where we started, and I'm glad we've moved on from here. But let's actually move on and not talk too much on how much value you can get out of this. So the first thing that you'll probably be greeted with is a starter support pack. This isn't actually bad at all because it's really inexpensive, and Lyn is still a very good character in this game, despite being since first year. She's still good. She might not get that much value being unmerged, but she's still definitely good for a lot of PvE content, and definitely could have a place on like some defense teams, especially with some investment in the form of like skills and flowers and such. She's not too bad, and considering that price point, I'm sure that's pretty fair value for most players. You do get something tangible out of it, which is that Lyn. That Lyn is the defining factor of the support pack, and it is a decent one even in today's game. Moving on, we have, I believe this is a monthly Forma Soul, and the Forma Souls are actually guaranteed value. And I really do like this factor, because I feel that the Forma Soul should always outperform even the highest orb pack for a cheaper option. That's how I'm just comparing within the game, okay? So a Forma Soul is essentially, and the thing that's against the value of a Forma Soul is the fact that you kind of have to keep rolling a character's skills and hope you get like the ideal skill set. But the thing is, here's the thing. Even if you get like not the ideal skills, you don't have to commit the Forma Soul, and you can hold on to it for a later Forma unit from Hall of Forms. And I think that is huge. So even your RNG aspect of the Forma Souls isn't a complete gutter. It doesn't screw you completely, because you don't have to commit until you really like what you're getting. And the thing is, for 30 bucks, 60 orbs, and a build your own unit, that is great in a gacha game, because those skills that you have to summon for or hope to obtain and then invest them into your other characters will, I'm pretty sure, always be less expensive than what a Forma Soul offers. So this is great if you're trying to build your own favorite character through a Forma. The problem is, will they ever end up being in Hall of Forms? And will you get the right skills? Those are the two factors which definitely work against Forma Souls, but I feel that this is a very, very nice, tangible thing that you can get out of, spending money in the game for sure. The fact that we got a free one is huge, and I'm waiting for the perfect time to use mine, which won't be like forever, but it'll be probably like a calf healer or something where I feel my account needs the most help. So this is nice. It's nice. This is probably a nice recurring, like, I support the game and I like what I get out of this. Moving on, we got the FEH Pass. The FEH Pass, despite getting a lot of hatred initially and a lot of backlash, and I feel like a lot of that is accredited to the quality of life changes, is not actually bad value at all, even to this day, because you get a lot out of a FEH Pass, within its own, within the game itself. I'm talking comparatively speaking within Heroes compared to other pricement options. I mean, if you look at literally buying Orbs straight up, and that's where we came from, consider Forma Souls and FEH Pass, and it won't look that bad. So FEH Pass, again, the quality of life changes hurt, but we're past that now. I'm sure we're still playing the game if we're still playing the game, and it hasn't affected us that much. But the beauty of FEH Pass's value is, I believe it's like 10 bucks a month, think, and you get like 10 orbs, because these quests rotate twice in one FEH Pass cycle, or maybe 3 times. I'm not like fully informed on this, but essentially you get a lot of orbs out of that. You get a lot of codes. I believe it's like 240 codes. You get some divine dew to help you with refinement. That could be good, could be useless. You get a bunch of grails, you get like 100, 150. I don't know exactly how much, but it's a lot. And again, a lot of stones. So this is like a nice pick-me-up and a lot of relevant content with a lot of good resources for a lot of places. And it is a steal, like comparatively, it's not that much. So, and I didn't even mention the primary thing I think most people commit for a FEH Pass, which is the heroes you get. So you don't have to have necessarily a feeling of missing out on these heroes, because you can buy them individually. Again, I think it is a gacha game where people want to use their favorite characters, so that price might be, you could totally justify it for the nice looks, the new voice lines, or the added stats, so that fits to the criteria of most players in this game. And honestly, if I was a spender, it would probably be on something like a Resplendent Niles, just because I like him so much, or it might be on Resplendent Bike because I like Ike and that's his like most powerful form in the game. So I think even this is a justifiable cause if you didn't pick them up on the initial FEH Pass, but the FEH Pass itself gives you those 2 or 3 heroes that unfortunately you can't really predict, but you have a good understanding of what might come or what is like foreshadowed to come through the notification board. So FEH Pass and Resplendent Heroes, definitely good. Forma Souls, definitely pretty good. The orbs themselves, not so good. I believe I'm not touching on this in this video, but there are like the anniversary packs and like Golden Week and stuff, and those are all completely subjective. I can't really offer my take on that stuff. Some people like it, some people don't, and it's whatever. Like, I think when they give you, let's say, Naga as like a guaranteed unit, it's probably pretty good value since you don't have to commit to a legendary mythic banner to get that. or I guess Legendary Roy, for example. Probably some decent value out of those options because they're definitely harder to get. But all in all, out of the things we covered here, I would definitely say that the options have vastly improved from where we've come, and I can definitely appreciate that there is something to be said for all types of players trying to get something out of their experience if they wanted to commit to it. But finally, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and where I stand on all this, my opinion on it. Why don't I buy Resplendent skins? Why don't I, buy orbs or whatever? But here's how it comes down to, folks. So as you can see, I'm F2P and have been pretty much the whole career of my F2P account here. I did have a previous account which I tossed away for multiple reasons, and I'll touch on that a little bit myself. But essentially, here's how I stand on this, folks. So I personally, first of all, don't agree with the gacha system. I really like Heroes from a gameplay perspective, and especially in contrast to standard Fire Emblem. I think Heroes is the best form of Fire Emblem gameplay because there is no RNG in that gameplay, or very little. I mean, RNG is basically who you match into, as that's like that is essentially the Heroes experience. And that is really good to me because Fire Emblem, the most frustrating thing I hated about the series itself was the hit rates, the crit rates. And you get a lot of highs and highs, but you get a lot of lows and lows from that, and resets and frustrations. Heroes gameplay, I love it. Gacha, I hate it. So it's a big contrast for me, and unfortunately, because of the gacha existing, I can't justify spending in this game. But there are more reasons to it. That's a big one, but there are more reasons to this. And another one is this may sound kind of weird, but I'm an adult with responsibilities now, and I can't really justify spending a personal expense the way I might have, let's say, 10 years ago as like a younger adult, or let's say someone who didn't have, others to look out for, dependencies. And I can't really justify it as much. Like, I don't get much out of spending on myself, on entertainment. I actually, the most I like to spend on is something like a collectible here. Like, I like to look at my collectibles and I get a lot of joy out of that or something. But that's about it. Like, really on a day-to-day basis, I get a lot of fun just playing games, with my partner or my son and such. So that gets a lot of joy. I don't need something tangible, or I don't need to buy anything like this to make me, to get more joy or entertainment out of it. I don't personally. That's just my stake on this. That's how I feel about it. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with, going out for a movie or going out for like coffee or dinner or something, or spending money in a gacha game. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. So no, nothing on that. But my opinion is I just don't get anything out of it anymore. I just don't have fun spending money in a game at all. I haven't even bought a game in probably over a year or so myself. I think the last game I've purchased was actually Fire Emblem Three Houses, which has almost been 2 years now. So yeah, I just live like that. But on top of that, I feel like in my way of supporting the game as a content creator, I get the message out. I hope that I keep the interest in the game alive by providing this content. You guys get something out of it, and I kind of do my part of supporting the game without physically, financially giving my money towards intelligent systems. So that's how I feel in terms of my effort towards the game. And finally, the last thing on why I don't spend money is because of the challenge aspect, honestly. Like, I enjoy my F2P experience way more than before I was a content creator and spent like a little bit on the game. I didn't get much out of that. It felt like cheat codes, like if you were a gamer 10 or 20 years ago, it felt like you'd enter in a cheat code, but instead the cheat code would be your wallet. So you'd kind of like be paying for like a head start or an advantage or something. And that didn't feel fun as much as like it is now in an F2P experience, where I'm like playing with these limitations, these characters that just aren't stronger. And there's a sort of progression that I have to manage a lot of resources. I have to use characters that might not be as good or might not age as well, and there's a lot of risks involved in that, and that's just more thrilling for me. So that's the last take on it. I love the F2P experience because there's a lot of challenge in it, and it's fun to kind of keep playing it like that. Whereas I felt like if I was to spend any money on the game, I'd be kind of cheating my experience. My own experience, again, there's nothing wrong with that. As you as a player may totally spend very little or a lot, it doesn't matter. It's about your own experience and you having fun and getting something out of it. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on it, folks. I hope that you enjoyed this. It's a little bit different, but I hope that you did enjoy something out of this. Maybe I've convinced you or not convinced you to spend on Fire Emblem Heroes or any sort of entertainment. Maybe you got something more out of it than just the Fire Emblem experience. But with that being said, guys, let me know. Talk in the comments about it, how you feel on all this. And, you know, if you want further discussions, as always, the Twitch and Discord, give a video a thumbs up if you haven't already. That always helps out the algorithms. And finally, subscribe. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Much love. Peace.